Hey guys, so we're finally here. Welcome back to my channel. Now, this is some major updates right now as we have 10 days left until the Renaissance Act 2 to reveal itself. We have even more news after the reveal of the name of the album of her 8th studio album out of the trilogy. She announced that the name of the album was Cowboy Carter, as we mentioned in the previous video. Now Beyonce's back today. She revealed the album cover of the Renaissance Act 2 of Cowboy Carter. And let me say, I think I was right on the money that she is using the biblical references of the four horses. I think we're getting the four Beyoncés, right? The first Beyonce was dealing with the Renaissance, which focused on the history of ballroom culture and the impact that it had on the 70s as well as music, right? Now that she jumped into country and she's the first black woman to got a hit like this in the radio in country. She's the first to do that. And it's not like there hasn't been any black artists of country, but she's the first to pave the way in a way where now I think a lot of people will be more gravitate towards country because country was definitely a source for black influencers such as herself as well as previous black pioneers that was into that genre. I think that it's gonna be a good thing for country, and that Beyonce is one of those artists that she's finding ways to help culturally move the needle, and that she's doing her best that she can to do that. One thing about the cover of this album so far, I really love the detail of this shot of her on the. I'm telling you guys right now, this is something I really wanted to do. I'm collecting everything from Renaissance. Now, mind you, I know you guys really love that you guys wanted me to I guess do the boxing of my items of what I got from the Renaissance, but I haven't done that yet due to the fact that I want to collect everything and then drop that video. But so far, it's so much good things that are happening right now. And, Team Beehive, you guys are eating very good over there. I'm very proud of what she is doing for the genre, especially the space that especially colored folks were not part of when it comes to returning back to our roots. Because country is rooted into black history also, which a lot of people need to somewhat educate themselves. I love how she's very patriotic with this album. She's very modest. If you look at the color of the horse, like I said, it's definitely giving like religious tones. And I think that's what she did that for. I think that she did this due to the fact that when you think of country, you think of like very modest color. Everything is kind of cover. She still put her touch to the whole album, but I think she peeled off the cover of the Renaissance just to reveal that this layer is more modest, and it's a calm before the storm. And now we could actually see that the hair color kind of match with what she was trying to do even at the CMAs, the Grammys. She's definitely referencing that. I love this new shot. Like I said, if I were to pick between that and the Renaissance, I think I like both of them, but I would definitely lean more on the Renaissance one because I love Renee. I love the chrome horse. I think it was very futuristic the way she had that. And I think this one that would have been even cooler if she would have rotated. Let's say if this was the cover album for Cowboy Carter, or whatever way she wanted to do it, this would have been interesting. But the fact that she started off with futuristic and now it's more like down to earth, I think this era of her album, she's gonna find ways to connect to her peers and the people more. because I think a lot of people have this thing against Beyonce that she's not connectable, right? And I think with the release of her products that she's planning on doing, like with the Sacred, everything that she started doing so far this year, is finding ways to connect with her fans. Like one thing I give to my Rihanna fan people, Rihanna is very connected to her fans, right? And I think Beyonce could learn a little bit from Rihanna when it comes to things like that, where finding ways to connect to your fans so that way when you make a product, it puts you in a position where you're able to know their struggles and be human. I think Beyonce is, I think what was good at the time where you had to be a very mysterious artist and you had to like find ways to keep elevating. Beyonce has surpassed that, right? So now I want Beyonce to like reverse that. I want her to be more connectable with her people. I think she started doing that with the Renaissance tour, and I think she's gonna keep it up even more. Now, would there be a tour announcement along with the release of this album? Lord knows. But I'm definitely packing up, saving money. I'm definitely buying this week. I'm buying myself part of the album because this is a must. This is a must. And if she drop a tour, I did miss the Renaissance tour last year due to the fact that school and personal things happened that I couldn't go. But this album, this era kind of healed me because I was dealing with a lot, and I think that sometimes, like they say, music do heal the soul, and it was very needed at that time. Another thing I wanted to show, if you go on her website, this is what's going on right now, and she explained that here. She said that today marks the 10-day countdown until the release of Act 2. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for all the support of Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. I feel honored to be the first black woman to have a number one singer in the hot country songs. So she's representing that her gratitude and everything. And she also said that she wants to be at a position where when it comes to artists like herself, when they release something of a genre of music, it will be more relevant without tagging anything. And she said this album took 5 years to make, and I've been saying this, and just by reading this paragraph, I've been saying this. I feel as if Beyonce has been sitting on so many music. She just, like she said before in the past, and I was on the Everything Is Love album. She said that if I really wanted to make streams, I could have been much bigger than a lot of people, but I think she's not at a point where she's cocky enough to be like, every few minutes I'm gonna drop a music, right? She mentioned that even on the self-title, she said people keep dropping singles and then they keep getting burned out, right? And I think what's cool is that Taylor Swift have learned from Beyonce, and people could fight me on this. Taylor Swift mentioned that Beyonce is one of her biggest influences because I seen, and that's me coming from a person that I don't really am a big fan of Taylor Swift, but from what I've seen, what she's able to do from the Midnight album, and I forgot what other album, and I was like, I understand why people are a big fan of her. She learned the formula of mastering, I would say, legacy when it comes to valuing creating a body of work. And I think she learned that from a T. She's an A+ artist, right? What I mean by that is she already know how to write good songs, and the fact that she's able to now create a body of work. She don't just release things. She takes her time, right? And Beyonce, the reason why a lot of people be like, oh, she could have been much better. Beyonce is an artist first, not a celebrity. She's an artist first. What I mean by that is she takes her time to release a body of work. Even though somebody be saying that, she doesn't get credit for everything, I understand that because there's a lot of people she's working with. And I think that's another thing. If she wants to put more authentic things out, I would love for her to create a documentary where she's writing her own stuff so that way she could be more legit, because sometimes people will come at you saying that you can't do something just because you're working with so many people that's working with you. And I think that's not even a bad thing. It's just that to just be aware. And yeah, so she talks about her differences of the CMAs from 2016 when she performed Daddy's Lessons. They didn't receive her the same way, right? But this time it's different, and I feel it's gonna be different. I really love what she mentioned here. Like, I really do. Like, you guys can read it yourself. I really love the dedication. So she's not just, Beyonce is such a genius to the point where she doesn't just come out of nowhere and be like, "Oh, I want to learn this because I'm Beyonce." When she says she's getting into an era, she's a method. She's one of those artists, as well as Taylor Swift now, and I can't believe I'm saying this. They're considered method artists, as well as Kanye. Kanye is the first, and Michael is like zero, but Kanye is the few first people, like few artists I could consider method artists. What I mean by method artist is similar to method actor. They embody the experience of their genre or what they're gonna be portraying, right? And Lady Gaga is the biggest one on there, because when you embody an era, you like a photography or some director, you're capturing a moment in time, and this is the same thing that she did, right? And I think that's very important. But I really love what she's doing right now. So, like I said, when we got to this, I remember I was saying that this is much more to this. And then, as you know, she started revealing more and more of it. I think I love this cover because it's very patriotic, and the world really do need to feel patriotic at this time right now. And like I said, a lot of people have been saying like maybe this is going to be part of the telephone, because I remember at the Super Bowl this year, after Usher performed, we started seeing that Lady Gaga was sitting right across from Beyonce, right? And I think we might see some heavy hitters on this album. And I think they, like, I'm not sure if they posted like the set list of the names of the album, which I think is not real, because I don't think she announced anything so far on the set list. But so far, man, I'm enjoying this. And when this album release, and if it becomes very successful, I want all the bigotry out the way, because when you're an artist and you make good music, just accept the fact that you make good music. And I think, like I said, I always criticize some artists, but I also know their worth. Like, for example, I was never that much of a Taylor's fan, but I know that she knows how to write music, and she's very catchy with her music, right? Like, I remember, well, it was a day I was just singing "Shake It Off," and I'm like, that's crazy. It's definitely showing that when you're an artist of impact, it flows, and I think that's pretty cool. Like I said, those were the two songs that she released, 16 Carriages and Texas Hold'em, and they're still hitting number top 5 or top 10 in the Hot 100 or the Hot 200. So it's pretty crazy what she's planning on doing. And she released all these cover pictures, right? I think this is freaking cool what she's able to do, and then when she released her Sacred thing, it's cool what she's planning on doing for this upcoming era. And I think her 8th studio album, I just pray that it's gonna be successful, because I always pray that artists, are protected by the grace of God, that they push to the envelopes that they need to, and they do things well. And I think that's very important. Like I said, I can't stress this enough. I really love this cover. Like I said, I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. Like I say, if she announced a tour, I'm definitely gonna be there. Like I said, I have to make up what I missed from the Renaissance tour. But yeah, as we release I have like at least 4 uploads that's gonna be happening tomorrow, and this is one of them. I just hope you guys enjoy, and then also I will be continuing the Renaissance on my channel. Probably tonight I will be doing the opening act of my I think Flaws and All and Create Dangerously in Love on the Renaissance tour. I also want to reference the different CD covers that she has. I think the CD covers, like I mentioned in my previous video, match with the different visuals of this album and the Renaissance. So that's why she hasn't released anything yet. Um, but like I said, time will tell. I really appreciate this album is coming, and I think she's gonna have a whole new fan base, and it's gonna be from the country fan base. Like I said, I always say this: I love country people, I really do. But you have some, just like in every situation, you have good and bad everywhere. So I can't criticize a whole group of people. But I said that just give her a chance. Give her a chance. See what she's going to be able to do. And that will make sure that, what she's able to do, she's going to help a lot of other people. And to spotlight that country is a very dope genre. Like I said, some of my greatest country people I listen to, Shania Twain, Carrie Underwood, right? I love listening to that. Reba, right? You have so many different Dolly Parton. She also did the I Will Always Love You and then gave it to Whitney Houston. And Whitney Houston became so big at that song, but from what I heard, Presley, Elvis Presley wanted that song, and I also heard Beyonce's planning on covering Jolene, and I listen. There's so much that's about to happen in the next couple of days. I'm just here for it, and I hope you guys are here for it too. Like I said, we will be returning to Act One of our Renaissance to cover the rest of it, and then we will have some interviews Saturday as we close out the Renaissance. I will throw some clips here and there of me going to the film. That's also another thing. I will want to cover the film on Saturday to tell you guys the technical part of the Renaissance that I like. Because like I said, my major is in like architecture and engineering, so I love the technical things, how to put things together, and I think that was very important. But like I said, guys, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys enjoy everything that I'm doing here, and then as we close out Act 1, we will jump into Act 2 soon, because I want to definitely get into track and field after Act 1, so that way I could give my track fans some satisfaction too, because I haven't given them any love. But like I said, our goal is to hit 1K or even surpass 1K. But I know that you guys are gonna make this happen, because I know I love you guys so much, and I know that you guys love what I'm able to do here on my channel. But as always, guys, thank you so much. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Alright, let the show continues.